Podcast show. Shut up and scribble. Tell yourself you're right. It's the Seven Podcast Show. It's the Seven Podcast Show. Shut up and scribble. It's the Seven Podcast Show. Shut up and scribble. Tell yourself you're right. It's the Seven Podcast Show. Seven Podcast Show. Shut up and scribble. Seven Podcast Show. Shut up and scribble. Tell yourself you're right. It's the Seven Podcast Show. Shut up and scribble. Shut up and scribble. Shut up and scribble. Shut up and scribble.
Good morning.
Shut up and scribble.
I was texting with someone yesterday and they said something to me like, I'm sure this is your work phone. And I was like, nope, I don't have a work phone. There's only one phone. I mean, other than the fact that this phone has to stay in here and take phone calls. That's the second phone. But I was thinking about people who compartmentalize their lives. And I was telling the guy I was texting with, I was like, man, I don't compartmentalize my life. It's just one life. It's just one life. I mean, there's different facets, but there's no there's no compartmentalizing. You know, some people have to do that. You know, if you're for whatever reason, it's never worked for me. It's never worked for me. It's why certain ideas like taking a vacation just don't seem to make sense to me, because that's like at its I guess at its foundation, it's like your life has been I guess it depends on how you define vacation, but then your life would be compartmentalized, and just everywhere I go, it's just my life. It just is. It just is. Yeah. Merry Christmas from Eastern Oregon. I like the way you say Eastern Oregon. Merry Christmas to all you guys too. This is crazy. Christmas morning. It's funny how that feeling that I had when I was a kid on Christmas morning is so different than the feeling I have now. Before, I was just so excited about what I was going to get, how it was going to affect me, and now it's like has nothing to do with me. It's cool. It's better this way. Pool boy, Savon, my girlfriend got me one of those rings you put around your testicles for increased pleasure in the bedroom. It's awesome. Oh, it's called a cack ring. I had alcoholic eggnog that has been open for 2 years and it tastes good. Isn't there milk in there? Doesn't that? I don't know if you can keep eggnog for 2 years. Good morning. Good morning, Mom. Merry Christmas. It was my mom's birthday yesterday. We went out to dinner. It was cool.
Oh, wow. Where'd you go?
Where do you think we went? I'll give you one guess.
Cafe Cruz.
Yeah.
Not only is it proximate to your house, which is super convenient, but it's convenient. Like the only good restaurant in the county.
Yeah. And we got, what's that room called that's like an indoor room?
Oh, they stuck you outside and sold it up like it was good?
No, it was good. It's the good room. They have that, that room off to the side. I like that room.
As you come into the entrance.
To
the left as you walk in the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that room because it's like you're outside, but it's not cold like it's outside. You know what they said yesterday? I think they told my mom or Haley that they were going to serve 400 people last night.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we got in and out of there before the crowd got crazy. We started like at 4:30.
I'd like to go there someday with you and sit at the counter overlooking the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. I've never done that.
It's really cool. I mean, the chefs are like, hi, they're dying for someone to talk to other than the dude next to them,
Yeah.
And like scallop slides off the plate and they give it to you,
Oh,
Here, you want a scallop?
my mom says the garden room.
The garden room.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Rosemary. Maybe we could take her out again when I get there.
Yeah, let's do it. It's fun. It's always fun going to Cafe Cruz.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Hey, did you do any Christmas shopping this year, or does Maggie do it all?
I went with I took the kids out a few times.
Did you get anything you were excited to give them? Like something you're like, ooh, I picked a great gift.
You know, that like I don't know. Yeah, there was some neat moments.
Yeah.
And then some not so neat. I mean, Riley really wanted Taylor Swift books, and I was like, fuck the patriarchy. I'm not doing it. It's a publishing company's owned by dudes, you know? But like I'm not gonna, it's what she wants. So she got a Taylor Swift coloring book and a Taylor Swift style book. I said I wanted an automatic garlic peeling machine where you just throw the cloves in and it spits the paper out the back and the peeled cloves out the other side.
Yeah.
And they found one and I got it.
Did you know that one existed?
No, but I was like, if it doesn't, I'm going to invent it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, there's a lot of things that I make. In fact, most dishes, the garlic's half the labor. And I've done all the different, you know, silicone sleeve, you roll it in and all that shit. It's still a pain in the ass. And then you get that, your hands are wet to dry and the shit's sticking to everything except coming off the garlic. And
by the way, this isn't my mom, I just realized.
That's not?
No, my mom hasn't misspelled a word since the 2nd grade.
That's cute.
Yeah. So there's no way that's her.
The Hi Greg?
Yeah, 2 G's? No way.
No, it's 3 G's.
Oh, 3 G's. Yes, thank you.
Was it 1 or 2? I got it's you know.
Does yours look like this? Is yours a monstrosity?
Yeah, it's hilarious, and it looks like someone made it in their garage, which is what I presume.
Oh, like custom, yeah, like it was all
like you bought the prototype, you know,
riveted together by a man by hand.
But I'm all about it. It doesn't even have to work. I just think it's a great idea. I'll support them, and they can perfect it.
Yeah, the garlic peeler. How do you do it now? I lay a piece out and then kind of mash it over with like one end of the knife, and then you know what I mean? Is that how you do it now, by hand?
Yeah, I take the cut the node, the nodule off the one end, not the pointy end, but the one that kind of goes flat where it was attached.
Yeah. Yep.
And lay them down. I take a pretty good sized cleaver and give it a wham with the fist, and then they kind of pop out to more or less. People
have strong feelings about garlic. I only use garlic as an anti-parasitic. Garlic taste change depends on how you prepare it. Usually you should hand peel and mince. Garlic crusher ruins its health properties. Wow.
There's a funny notion. I just, you know what? Maybe it's true, but I would put $1,000 down right now. That's just utter bullshit.
That smashing it takes away its healing properties.
Yeah, it's healing properties.
You have to whisper.
And the other thing is like that's almost that's the question you need to ask almost always is like, I wonder if anyone's measured that, and the answer is fuck no.
Someone told me someone left a comment on YouTube this morning saying I had the humor of a 14-year-old boy. I answered fuck yes.
Could be worse. Which I
could have no sense of humor at all.
Yeah. Hey, someone called it to my attention that last week my comments were misunderstood, and I just want to take a moment to.
Can I just say something real quick? They weren't misunderstood. Someone took them out of context.
Let me finish. I got to get this off my chest. I just wanted to say that I'm truly, from the bottom of my heart, sorry for how fucking stupid some people are. I mean, look at a Craig Ritchie. Think of the fucking cross he bears, that poor fucking guy. All the things you and I, and this Christmas is a good time to go over this, to have a little, just, think about people that aren't so fortunate. And think of the cross he bears, all those things you and I take for granted.
Yes.
Understanding basic English and being able to communicate what you've heard to others and to comprehend, wrap yourself around. I mean, this guy, he can't even help his kids with their fucking homework, you know?
Yes.
And I was thinking of starting a GoFundMe for him because he's probably eating dog food off the fucking merchandise and shit someone sent me to his little website. It's hard. It's hard. And I think there's no better time than Christmas to kind of reach out a little and help some of those people less fortunate.
Maybe you should buy him the critical thinking set of books.
Great. I was thinking of, he's ready to be like a box boy at Vaughn's.
It was so apparent that he just went straight to Reddit, saw the clip that someone took out of context, and then made a video on it. He hasn't been using the word CrossFit now for a long time anyway. He calls it like high intensity training or functional fitness or something. I mean, he's got
it's methodology invented by Greg Glassman.
Yes, that's what he should call it, right?
Amazing. What do you think of a GoFundMe?
That would be very nice of you.
Yeah.
He was upset that you didn't know the athlete's name who passed, and you didn't know his country of origin. And so many people jumped on that bandwagon.
Yeah, well, imagine me caring about his country of origin.
Right.
What country is he from?
Serbia. I was going to say Hungary.
Oh, what'd I say? Croatia?
Yeah.
How could anyone get those two mixed up?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That's funny. Is there a country you could have been from where it didn't matter? It's not a tragedy. I mean,
Gaza.
I'm trying to figure out relevance.
Gaza.
So maybe if I knew where he came from, I'd have a different view of someone who has what looked like a likely fatal event in the water, you know. And I'm talking about distinct from drowning. You know, you have a fatal heart attack on terra firma,
Mm-hmm.
and you have that same heart attack in the pool. It'll go down as a drowning.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And right. Of course. Right.
You get shot through the heart in the water, you're going to drown, not die of the bullet through your heart.
Right. You recently the pier collapsed in Santa Cruz from a giant wave, the wharf, and if you fall in the water and drown, you died of drowning, not the wave that knocked the bathroom off the wharf while you were in it taking a deuce.
It's funny. I don't know if anyone's picked up on this, but I don't know CrossFit anymore, and so I don't have to. I'm a complete outsider, and I'm not really focused on the games or the names of people that drowned. I have a modest interest in any medical emergency in an athletic competition because I've contributed so much to that space. But to think that I have to put on the corporate hat and pretend to care as others have, I don't. And you know, it's funny. I probably care more than those that are pretending.
I agree. I was thinking the exact same thing. Thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, if the family reached out to me to look for money to bury him, I would have paid it, you know. Even yeah, whatever. It's all good.
Hey, why do you think people do that? Is that just like they're dealing with their own drama, they're dealing with their own what's it called when
stupidity. It's really it.
God, I think it's even more than stupidity. I think that there's just people out there who are just looking to be offended, and they just have their own trauma, not drama. They're just trying to relive their own trauma. Like somehow it's offensive because you didn't know someone's name or you didn't know their country of origin or something like that. It reminds me of.
So it's like he died for God's sakes. The least you could do is remember his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's stupidity again.
You know, one of the things when I first started working at CrossFit, one of the things was eye-opening of how amazing all of the mill guys are and the first responders and the cops and all that. And I was like, wow, these are really good people. These are really good people. But there was a cohort that dealt in the metric of respect and disrespect. And I always saw that as the fatal chink in their armor.
Well,
Like,
let
wow,
me elevate the conversation, and
Yeah, please.
I'll take the position of a medical professional, and I'll just call him John Doe.
Okay. Lazar, the guy who drowned.
Yeah. That's what would happen if they wrote it up in a medical journal. He'd be John Doe.
Right.
No, who he was in terms of prevention doesn't matter, and whether they pulled him out onto a board or not, that would have been great, and potentially could have saved his life. But I find it exceedingly likely, especially in that no one seems to be interested in this, so it makes me think, God, that's probably is what happened, since no one will pay attention. I have to take up that cause. But I think he was. I think it's more than plausible that he had no chance from the moment this thing went down. Hey, look, it's happening to guys on the soccer field.
Everywhere. And it's happening it's happening, 300 times a year in run swim events. Hey, let me draw a parallel here. You know that did you see the lady that got burned? She was sleeping on the subway and someone lit her on fire a couple days ago.
I did.
So you can do a full circle look at that. You could put it on. Why was she asleep on the subway? She knew it was dangerous. Where were the fire extinguishers? Why don't the people of New York step up? Why was that guy illegally in the country? Right? You can do a full wraparound and look at all of the different things that may have made it so she didn't burn to death. But what's crazy is that specifically about this Lazar Jukic situation is that nobody. It's such a faux pas that on one side, no one wants to look at him for any person accountability or responsibility. It's all just Dave or nothing. Those people they refuse to look at the whole picture. And there's a cohort of them that just accuse me of just defending Dave, which I understand. But hey, why are you even afraid to even look at the whole picture if you actually care and want to prevent this from happening again? Like, hey man,
it is too. If you'd had a dozen professional lifeguards on duty,
right,
I doubt you would have one at the finish line. I think there'd better be better placement across the expanse of the lake.
Right.
To start.
Right.
The other thing is people, elite athletes, champion swimmers don't drown in swim meets. Triathletes drown all the time. 56-year-old dude lost in the throng of thrashing bodies and flailing arms.
Yeah, a week after the games, 2 guys died in the same event. It was in Spain. It was like the Ironman World Championships. Drowned.
Well, they got a safety committee now, so that should never happen again.
Right.
Committees are so effective at everything they do, everywhere.
Right. They should have just had them all swim in those shark cages. Everyone has their own boat with a shark cage on the side of it.
I'm going to invent something where you can like dry land swim. We attach something to your feet and you're on a roller, a bunch of rollers.
Yeah. The swim erg?
Yes. Hit up the Dreiselgackers. We need a swim erg.
Is that the guys who invented the rower?
Yeah. Good people, by the way. I don't want anyone to think I'm making fun of them.
No, not at all. Of course not.
They had me out to Vermont, and I loved it. It was crazy cool. And I was thinking, how can I get ow? And I was like, I was going to buy a house there until the deer flies came after me.
Oh.
And I swat the thing away, and it does a 360 and tries to get to the same spot. I mean, I'm fighting this thing in the air. It's like a dog fight. And I'm like, what's the deal with these? Oh, they're everywhere all summer long. I'm like, okay. Like if Bernie Sanders weren't bad enough.
Oh God, is that where he's from?
Yeah.
What do you think about the? I know you're not a huge fan of the death penalty. If I remember your argument correctly, you just don't trust the judicial system to the point of executing people.
The state.
And yet the story goes that I'm sure you've seen the story. One of the guys that got off of death row this past week, thanks to Biden's blue-haired counsel, killed 2 little girls and a U.S. sailor.
He's gonna pardon as many people as it takes so that we don't focus on Hunter. And it's already working.
Wow.
That's how stupid everyone is, Craig Ritchie.
Wow.
And I'm not making fun of Biden.
It would be fine if you did.
But that is the approach. I'd come up with a doozy of a list for him.
Wow, that's fascinating. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, just to
you think of pardon your son's bad, anyone would do that. Look, he let Kaczynski out, or whoever, he's dead, but whatever the next guy is. Oh, the Boston marathon bomber. He didn't let him out. You know why?
No.
Why did he get excluded?
Maybe he said he excluded those other people because of his Catholic faith, but maybe the bomber.
That's bullshit. That's
of course
utter fucking bullshit. He didn't. What's it? What's his? I didn't want to get his name wrong.
The Boston Bombers.
Yeah, the dude that. And what is he? Croatian or no? Serbian. He's a Serbian.
Is he?
Chechnyan. I don't know what he is, dude.
Hey, you know that is pretty funny. It would be disrespectful if you didn't get the Boston Bombers name right.
He didn't let that guy off the hook because
Sarnev
death penalty thing, right? He did he already dodge the death penalty?
I don't know. It's in Boston, so anything's possible.
But you got to be careful because Massachusetts may be up for play.
Really?
Well, he probably check it out. Maybe these are all red state dudes he let off. But that wouldn't fly well in Boston at all. Djokovic, what's his name?
No, the guy. It's a hard name. It's Sarnev. It's Tsarnaev.
That's not hard. It's Sarnev.
Oh, okay, Sarnev. And
what's
his first DZHOKHAR.
Yeah.
Zokar
something.
Zokar Sarnev. 2 other guys didn't get off either. The guy, Boston Bomber. Let me wiki him.
Did he get the?
Let me see if he's an American terrorist of Chechnyan and Avar descent. Let me command F this death.
Look at his fate. You'll see his sentencing. They'll tell you in the Wikipedia.
I'm looking up death. On January 30th, 2014, announced that the federal government would seek the death penalty. On 2015, when the government refused to rule out the possibility of death penalty, admitted in her opening statement, Sarnev committed the acts of question but sought to avert the death penalty. Sarnev is eligible for the death penalty. On May 15, 2015, the jury sentenced Sarnev to death by lethal injection on 6 of 17 capital accounts.
So Joe consulted his Catholic God, and his Catholic God says, "What are you, fucking idiot? This guy's, you come on, Boston strong." Like, God doesn't care about people that set off a bomb at the Boston Marathon.
And the guy who shot up some Jews and the guy who shot up a black church, they also didn't get their sentences commuted. 3 guys.
Isn't that something?
37 of the 40 people on federal death row got communed, I guess. Good morning, Coach. Is it possible to get Seyfried's cancer protocol? We went from killing people to saving lives. I found the push-pull method, no sugar, fenbendazole, and oxygen. Is there more?
Yeah. that can be passed your way by a partner Emily at Broken Science Initiative. I know she has. I have it too, but I don't.
I'm in Massachusetts, and there's a group of Boston Bomber sympathizers who are campaigning for his release. Of course.
How do you have Boston Bomber sympathizer? I really enjoyed that movie. Was it Boston Strong?
Was it about him? Was it a doc?
Yeah, no, it was a. Was it McConaughey? Who was in that?
They already made.
I enjoyed it. It was well done.
They already made a Boston Bomber movie. Is it about the marathon bombing?
I think it was Boston Strong.
It wasn't called Patriot Day with Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg. The Boston.
No.
Oh.
Here.
I typed in Boston Bomber movie and I got the Boston Marathon.
Maybe it is Patriots Day.
Oh yeah, an American action thriller based on the Boston Marathon bombing in 2013 and the subsequent terrorist manhunt, directed by Peter Berg.
Was that movie called Boston Strong?
I can look up.
Did it have a different title at first?
Maybe there's a companion documentary. Nope. Maybe, I don't know. I don't see it.
Okay.
Barstool Sports documentary series Boston Strong. That was in April of 2020.
Yeah, I think maybe it was the one with Marky Mark. It was well done. I like watching Wahlberg.
Hey, since we're on such an uplifting I like him too. Since we're on such an uplifting conversation, why do you remember the Grid League?
Yeah.
Why do you think that failed? Or would you say, sorry, I don't mean to ask you a loaded question. Do you think it failed?
Well, I know Craig Howard accused Tony of burning through $25 million in a year or something. Maybe it was $30 million in 2 years. I don't know, but it was a shit ton of money. I thought the idea was ill-conceived, and it was coming out of a cast of characters that I had to put a pretty good effort into on the regular, politely and kindly dancing away from their notions, you know. I mean, I would have shorted it.
Oh, meaning invested that it was going to fail.
It seemed to me inevitable.
And
see, I thought the games were going to fail, and financially they are.
And why is that so? What? But specifically around grid, if you had to give those people advice, what do you think they did wrong?
Most of just pick your sport, whether it's NFL. If you look at the owners, most of them have made enormous sums of money through things that had nothing to do with the sport.
Right.
And so you make enough money in commercial real estate or fried chicken or cable television, and you really like football, and you it's a cool thing to own a team and sit in the box and be kind of a celebrity, and you do things like John Welborn told me, the smartest guy in the NFL. You can't even say that without laughing. What's really funny too is he believes it, but he said that you'd end up doing shit like having to paint faces at the owner's paint kids' faces at the owner's 10-year-old's birthday party, you know. And for the owner, that's a great thing. Look, I got an all-pro lineman, or not that John was ever all-pro, but you got superstars that we all watch and cheer for, you know, sitting on the dunk tank at your 11-year-old girl's daughter's birthday, right?
Yeah.
And playing lead and pin the tail on the donkey, and you basically work for those people, but you only an idiot would think that I'm going to buy an NFL franchise because I want to be rich.
Mm.
And usually by the time you've gotten rich, you know that's no way to make money. It isn't. And so when we saw a group that was dying to get into the competition space, I couldn't figure out the why of it, because they had made their money in banking in Central America. And it didn't take much digging to find out that they were on the run, committing felonies here. And it was basically a criminal enterprise that wanted to get into the fitness space. And so my assumption was the attraction was all the female games athletes that you can drug, rape, and videotape and blackmail, according to the Tommy Marquez plan, and the rest is money laundering. You know, you could rent a house and pump the swimming pool out into the street, and then have chicks in bikinis pouring water bottles of little crystal geysers, 16 ounces at a time, into the pool until it's full, and then report to the IRS that you sold $15 million worth of water at the event, and no one's going to be the wiser. You can buy spools of cable and resell it to someone else and claim that from that spool that you bought for $1,395, 2 miles of steel cable, and claim you sold 100,000 jump ropes at the event, et cetera.
Right.
Like someone said, just add 2 zeros to everything, to all the real numbers, and you have an extraordinary vehicle for money laundering. And indeed, we attracted that element.
My thought is that CrossFit presented, and Dave alluded to this the last time he was on the show, that he said, maybe I'm starting to think maybe Greg was right. We should have kept this thing. We shouldn't. Carson was a mistake. We went there way too soon. It should have been kept like in a field somewhere. And my addition to it, Dave didn't say this, but that it presented bigger than it was, and people got confused.
I spent $25 million every year so that Tommy Marquez and Sean Woodlake could convince themselves they were actually talented individuals. And when I pulled the rug on it, the first thing is they were butthurt and hated me and started slandering me. And the next thing that happened is they went broke. And they're going to be sitting there with Craig Ritchie eating Alpo soon. I told you, I tried to unload.
I don't know if Alpo.
No one with the money to buy it was that stupid. No one with the money to buy it was that stupid. I got taken out to dinner by the Silver Lake people, and they had a whole proposal on buying the games, and it was like they didn't want the games. They wanted affiliates and seminars. That was their CrossFit Games proposal.
Alpo's on the top 5 worst dog foods.
Is it really?
Yeah.
But it's affordable, and you get your vitamins.
God, I haven't heard that word in forever. So
Alpo?
Yeah. I didn't like it. I just haven't heard. I mean, I've heard maybe I haven't heard Purina in 10 years. Alpo I probably haven't even heard in 20 years. Here's
some family. This is Millie, our pride and joy, and these are her 2 sons. What characters! I've brought up a lot of dogs.
Wait, go back. You got to go back 10 seconds. Look, he's not even in the camera. It was classic.
This is Millie, our pride and joy, and these are her 2 sons.
Stop at the right thing.
What?
Watch. Keep going.
Characters. I've brought up a lot of dogs, and I'm often asked about feeding.
Even I would know that needs to be reshot.
Oh, man.
Most dog foods are mainly cereal. That's right, mainly cereal. Some up to 70% cereal.
Imagine the people running this cereal, like the Cheerios commercial. Hey, what the fuck's wrong with cereal, asshole?
I wouldn't feed my dog any kibble. I don't trust a single kibble or canned food.
Opinions on pedigree.
I think he means pedigree dog food. Isn't that yeah? Or maybe opinions on on kind of what's the best dog. So you think Grid League was destined to fail from the beginning? There's just there's no market for what people call the sport of CrossFit.
Yeah,
Or
what was it supposed to be like a cross between it was like a CrossFit-esque notion with a American Gladiator look and an enthusiasm.
yeah, there would be specialists. I think there would be
Like
specialists,
cheerleaders and shit.
that too, cheerleaders, and you put the coaches in suits. I think the coaches had to wear suits, and I think that they pictured that it would be like baseball. There'd be like beer and like jerseys being sold and sold out crowds. And I think Tony did his first event at Madison Square Garden.
Oh yeah. That's the stupidity of that is just mind-numbing. What do you think that price tag's like?
Oh, fuck. I wonder if you can Google that. How much does it cost to rent out the garden? How much to rent out?
And then what was his next gig? What was the next good idea?
Well, now I think he moved to Drone League. Renting the entire arena cost $1 million.
Oh, that's a bargain.
Yeah.
So it's a Drone League.
Now he's doing Drone League. I think
Is that-
Drone League might be pretty successful.
It
I mean,
is?
relatively. I think it's got like a big. I mean, there's like probably Greg. There's probably 80 million drones in the United States.
Yeah. Well, what is he in Ukraine?
Oh, I don't know where Tony lives in town with us.
Okay.
I think. Last time I saw him, he lived over.
Drones
by
are
you.
huge in Ukraine right now. If you can fly one of those, race one of those, you're like the man.
They are very popular there, and over New Jersey. So there. Do you think it's as simple as there's just not a fan base? There wasn't a fan base for it. It was just.
Look, I offered a seminar that I would go to and an affiliation that I would participate in, and I had trouble watching the games and I didn't understand it, and it was popular, but I had to spend $25 million a year to make it popular. And I looked at that thing and I couldn't imagine it. But I don't claim any kind of special sense of what's going to be big or not. Like I can't figure out Taylor Swift.
Right. Going back to the games, but soon as you knew that soon as you put a stopwatch to the workouts that it was a competition.
Yeah, anything you can time, you can race. Whether it's turtles at your local bar, we got that in Coeur d'Alene.
So at the seminars it was like was a mini competition. At every seminar was a mini competition, right? Everyone would do Fran, and everyone would know. Right. Yeah. And everyone knew who the fastest time was there.
Yeah, the first game was my idea, and I said, Dave, let's do this at your mom's house. And he came out with the peanut roaster. I told him we need a hopper, and he pulled out the peanut roaster. And we actually put the exercise and the set and rep scheme on ping pong balls and turned the crank and pulled out workouts. And it was actually fun. But I didn't like, oh my God, we're rich.
Hey, and were you the one who personally wrote with the Sharpie on the ping pong balls? You did it.
Yeah.
Do you remember how many balls were in there?
I don't remember. Dave might remember. We should eBay the original hopper. I think Dave's got the roaster.
Yeah, it's at his house. Yeah, it's at the ranch. Hey, and the way I saw the games in the early years at the ranch was when you went to your gym, you were you had accountability and responsibility. You had responsibility to yourself and accountability from your peers. And that if you were the best dude in your gym, you showed up to your games, and that was kind of your point of accountability, right? That it was just a goal for people to have to just really test their own true fitness against the best in the country.
I was keenly interested in using that as a vehicle, if I could, to kind of spread the movement. So that first year, I didn't let Greg, Annie, and Nicole go, because we would have come with all these trophies and they would have left with the trophies. You know what I mean?
Those were your clients, Greg Amundsen, Annie Sakamoto, and Nicole Carroll.
Yeah, they were. And they had an unfair advantage in that they had been doing this for 2 years longer than anyone else. And we already had a pretty good number of affiliates. And so I wanted to see some other people shine, and indeed they did. But I was reminded just recently of the absolute beauty that was the 2019 games, when we had 95% of the countries on earth represented. And you attended with me the athletes dinner for the, I mean, that was in terms of just social engineering, I'm as proud of that as anything we ever did. And of course that had to be disbanded, torn apart the very next year. I think there were too many black people was the problem.
They didn't like that. No. Yeah.
One of the guys was a household name in his country and in FIFA, soccer player that was a kind of a semi-legend.
Mm-hmm.
Legend. I don't want to sell him short, but he was hyper articulate as to what this meant to the whole continent of Africa. And we were going to move inexorably to what I wanted to do was crown an Italian champion and get Vespa sponsorship, an Australian one, and that kid could come with Foster's. We could regionalize with mega brands within those countries. And it's the bummer about an MBA is that you never learn anything about business. You don't have the creativity to really invent anything. And that would have gone somewhere. That could have eased the financial burden and turned into something, I think. But we actually had some talks with Javiana. They were interested. Vespa was interested, but the second year that had to be stopped. But I had Foster's, and it was easy to ask a Brazilian, what's the international brand for which you have the most pride? And it was, in fact, we heard Javiana's over and over and over and over again, and everyone I knew wore them.
Those were the flip-flops from Brazil.
Yeah, they're like it's a $3 billion a year flip-flop concern. And throughout Brazil, like half of the people have them. That's like those are their slippers, that's the shoe. And Vespa's a cool fucking brand, right?
Yeah, very
the
cool.
Italians are it's almost Javiana, and that was the one I used in presentation. Javiana, Vespa, Foster's, those are sources of national pride.
I think Vespa's a quality product too.
I do too, and I'm sure the Javiana for a rubber shit flip flop, it's well done, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I don't wear them.
What do you expect of it? I would stick diamonds on it or something. Every country has something like that. Finland, Nokia, right? There's something. Many countries have some brand that we're all intimate with, and I would think they would find it irresistible. I mean, look, we draw the guy from the gal from Range Rover USA heard me saying that the Rover was kind of a CrossFit-esque car, that there was no luxury car that was more capable off-road, and no off-road vehicle more luxurious than the Rover. And so it kind of, it very broad in its capabilities. And this gal comes forward, and we got that sponsorship. When she pushed it upward to the mothership, to the international body, they weren't interested, and she left the company and opened a box.
I remember that.
And so there was an opportunity there that just got missed. If someday CrossFit ends up in the hands of something other than VCs and MBAs that just rape good ideas for their fruit to see them eventually dismantled and get what you can, Q2, 3, 4, goodbye. That format would come up again.
Can you do the fireworks?
Of course. Fireworks, no problem. Okay, enjoy.
Isn't it too early in the morning to be lighting fireworks?
Make sure they go out. Do them outside, though, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Do we have to do them with anybody?
Yeah, you probably should do them with Mom, is the thought.
But Mama said we have to do it with you.
Oh, with me? Okay, well, when I'm done here, we'll do fireworks. All right, honey. That's a thing, fireworks on Christmas?
Only at the Glassman's house.
No, I mean, my Safeway was loaded with them.
Surprised you're not going to go next door and fire off the guns.
We got to, hey, we're not in Idaho. I mean, we got a confetti cannon.
Wow, is that big?
No, it's just a commercial thing. It twists the bottom and it blows confetti or something.
Oh, is it
It's
reusable
chimenea
or it's a
day,
one time?
though. I mean, we're gonna light the chimenea.
Confetti. Are you having people over today? Like a big party?
Yeah. Grandma Katie, Grandma Edie, Rocky,
Oh, I see a confetti can. I see confetti cannons.
and the rest of the De Palmas. We got a pretty good crowd coming. Hey, we're my buddy Elliot's bringing a menorah and candles and the official prayer, and we're gonna light a candle. I was explaining it's time to unite the Judeo-Christian cultures.
So did you invite him over and he said it's Hanukkah and you said bring your menorah? I could totally see you.
No,
saying
I know tonight's the first night of Hanukkah.
Yeah.
And in all earnestness, I think that Judeo-Christian culture, and look, I'm an atheist, Judeo-Christian culture can distinguish itself from the rest of the world on terms and standards that have nothing to do with religion. Maybe inspired by, caused by. Frederick Hayek was like me in that he had no God, but he said that everything that he valued, all of the values that were essential to him and what he perceived to be essential to our civilization and success were unique to the Judeo-Christian cultures.
There seems to be a lot of proof of that.
Like,
hey, what advice would you have? There's this story going around that this woman has invested $15 million into this new CrossFit league, and it's going to start up this year. Do you have any advice for her?
A CrossFit league?
Yeah, like they're going to pay. They're going to roughly there's 20 or 30 athletes. They've given them all contracts for like $30,000 or something like that, and they're going to compete. And I'm guessing they want it to be sustainable, because I don't think that they're selling anything. Do you know what I mean? They're not piggybacking. They're not doing it like at the Ford dealership or like in the parking lot at Target to try to drive people into Target. I think it's supposed to be a standalone business.
They should hit up Craig Howard. He's good for these kinds of things.
He'll give them the advice they need.
No, I was thinking more like take a mortgage on the house or something.
So you don't think that is going to be
in Lincoln Brigham?
So you don't think that that's going to be a successful business model? You don't think that there's a business there?
I don't see it. But listen, I would have listened to Taylor Swift and go, I don't know what you're going to do.
Right.
So I'm not the guy.
Okay.
Dude, I don't like onions, I mean.
But you owned and ran the biggest CrossFit event that has inspired these other people to start their own events.
I did such a good job of it that just a shit ton of morons thought it was the business.
Right.
Frazier.
Right.
Joe Rogan.
Right.
Now, I'll tell you where I'd double down.
God,
Here's like, if someone wants to have a triglyceride and blood pressure lowering competition, I'm all in, and MetFix is a sponsor. Who can take someone with malignant hypertension and get them normotensive and have them pass a drug test, no antihypertensives? I got $1 million for that shit. Yeah, I'm willing to lose that money. Doesn't that sound fun? See, I could get excited.
That does actually sound fun.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's the Biggest Loser thing, but on a metabolic scale.
It's bizarre to me that people think that there's a business model there. You said it so well. You did such a good job at throwing your company Christmas party that people think you're a party throwing company, that you're a rave company.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
I was wishing Jay Bhattacharya a Merry Christmas this morning, and left out. And man, I don't envy him. That smart man, good man. Oh, it's what he's up against is going to be just epic, And I worry for him actually. But my gift for him this morning was Medicine's parameterization of health, universally acknowledged metrics like blood pressure, triglycerides, body fat, bone density, A1C, etc., are treated as though they were independent variables. They are not. They are the dependent variables governed by lifestyle choices. Pursuing health by direct pharmaceutical intervention of these variables has the logic and effect of hammering on the speedometer of a runaway train for the most part. Sometimes that's all that is available, but the approach at best is fraught with a host of iatrogenic complications. The needed approach is simple yet hard, but missing the true nature of the parameterization is a scientific failing with dire public health consequences. I had 2 gifts for him, both homemade.
really
that was
nice.
one, Christmas gifts. And the other one is that the toxic allure of certainty, fed by an ignorance of science, allowed the academy to fall into the trap of deductivism, whereby the management of uncertainty was eschewed and the optimal processing of incomplete information missed entirely. Those are my 2 gifts for my new
Head of the NIH.
NIH head. There you have the replication crisis and the sequela of that. It's the epistemic failing, and the sequela of that is chronic disease. We have chronic disease because our universities at the primary research level, not the natural sciences, but at the primary research level, has no idea what science is. Which is why we're doing our thing on the 11th and 12th, and I'm going to come up tomorrow and kind of beta dress rehearse for a narrative.
Sequela, an after effect of a disease, condition, or injury. Secondary result.
Yeah, the downstream.
A condition which is the consequence of a previous disease or injury. Is that an SAT word?
You know, it might be. I should know. Hey, I was doing SAT prep and I cracked the code, and it was the guy Gruber. It was actually a Taft High dude, that Gruber's SAT prep. And here's what he said. The SAT for 30 years has been working a vocabulary list of 5,000 words. Here they are. And I'm like, you kidding me? And you can memorize them. You can memorize them in 2 or 3 months. First off, unless you're Craig Ritchie, you know half to 2/3 of them already. Hey, he got a whole room full of kids at Taft perfect SAT scores, and they made him take it again and accused him of cheating.
Uh-huh.
And guess what happened when they took it again?
All the same results?
Yeah, perfect SATs again. And he was using the Woodland Hills Public Library, I think is the legend, and they have actual and complete SATs there. So it's like you can get the year,
Wow.
1983, 84, 85, and you look at it and it's the same fucking thing. And sometimes they would do things like, you're solving for a hypotenuse of a triangle, and it was 3, 4, 5, and then it becomes 6, 8, 10, right? But the answer is still C. I mean, the kids, they gamed it. They cracked it.
Did you go to school with this guy?
What's that?
Did you go to school with this guy, Gruber?
No, but I think he was behind me, but I knew people that knew him. And I know that his proof of concept was demonstrated with Taft students, where he was accused of being a flagrant cheat. Falsely accused.
Listen to this. First of all, I believe that intelligence can be taught. Intelligence is simply defined as the ability to reason things out. I'm convinced that you can learn to think logically and figure things out better and faster, particularly in regard to SAT, math, and verbal problems. But someone must give you the tools. Let us call the tools strategies. And that's what critical thinking skills are.
It's like the critical thinking company and what I'm doing with my kids, where it's all skill-based. Now, the thing about skill-based learning is, in the math, you have to contextualize it against something, and what? Contextualize it against application. And what do we call the applications of math? Science is part of it, right? And then on the reading and writing, the qualitative skills, the language skills, I have to contextualize them. You have to read something and write about something. And why not the Western canon? And now I have that of the humanities that is most worth indulging in. So these skills contextualize in a rich knowledge base if you play it right. Let me give a plug for Farnsworth's. Let me get the books. I don't even know what's inspiring this, but
Farnsworth.
yeah.
Is this something new you got?
No, I've had it a while, but I've never failed to appreciate the genius of this man and his work. Ward Farnsworth, The Practicing Stoic,
Oh, okay.
and Farnsworth, Classical English Metaphor, and Farnsworth, Classical English Argument. And he's also got a book on chess, like Predator at the Chessboard, and it's brilliant. And he's dean of the law school at UT Austin. He's one of the great men of letters in this country, I think.
Ward's Farnsworth.
Yeah. But those books are so good, and they're just brilliant. They're brilliant.
God, he's got quite a list of publications. Man, he's a busy man.
He's a legal scholar of the first order too.
Have you met him?
No, but I'd get on the plane to go have tacos with him at what's that place in Austin we went?
I don't remember. Hey, this
house.
This guy's young.
He's a stud. Dean of law school for 10 years.
University of Texas School of Law, where he was dean from, 10 years, 2012 to 2022.
Supreme Court clerk to Kennedy, I think it was.
No shit.
Yeah. His chess book is brilliant. His rhetoric book is as good as any of the classics. What is Cicero? I mean, it's really, really good. It's funny, he's done so much, and look how little there is on him.
Yeah. He's written on a wide range of subjects. His legal writings include articles on economic analysis, constitutional law, statutory interpretation, legal applications of cognitive psychology. It's funny, I don't see his chess book in here.
I think I have that sitting here too.
God, that is ballsy to write a chess book.
I think it's Predator at the Chessboard. I don't know why it's in here. Someone might have stolen it. Is that what it is, Sebby? Look it up. I'm gonna quit looking here.
What is it? What's it called?
I think it's Predator at Farnsworth Chess, Amazon. I think it's Predator at the Chessboard.
Predator Chess, Farnsworth. Yeah, Predator at the Chessboard. That's it.
He espouses a full-blown attack mode, and it's, that's where Riley's jiu-jitsu success comes from. Rhett gets out there in the mat, and someone tries to do something to him, and he thwarts it, and then they try something else, and he thwarts it, and they try something else, and he thwarts it. Riley goes out there, and she's the one trying shit, It's just the aggressor, the upper hand, and that was my takeaway from the chess book. It's just the aggression. And what's cool is that nobody that doesn't play too much chess has much luck against computers, but at any level that I play and can play without demoralizing myself against the computer, I find my best results. And it's interesting because I've the best success I've had for any given level is I've been able to pull draws. And that never happens to me in human play, but I've gotten draws with computers. And my key to the draw is hyperaggression.
92.
Like you're going against a superior opponent in some kind of battle, right, on the battlefield, and you throw the spear and it pierces his chest. I mean, if you're the little guy and he's the big guy, that's might be your only chance.
You only have one nuclear bomb. Send it. You get a draw.
I was thinking there was something we saw militarily where, like, I don't know. Did you see the dudes on 60 Minutes behind the Israeli pagers and walkie-talkies?
No, really?
Yeah, and I had to read about it in National Review. I didn't actually see it yet. Someone queued it up for me. But these guys had a pretty good sense of humor, and what a brilliant thing they did.
Did it talk about how Israeli Mossad tricked Hezbollah into buying explosive pagers? Wow, 2 days ago. Wow.
Hey, Sevi, they had the walkie-talkies had the bombs in the battery, and they'd been using them for a decade. They were just waiting for a special occasion.
A decade?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that beats the Trojan horse thing, which sounds like bullshit to me. I call bullshit on the Trojan horse. I think it's Greek mythology.
Yeah. This is probably an interesting article too. Look at the title of this one. The real reason why Israelis Mossad cooperated with 60 Minutes and tell all Hezbollah pagers. That's probably an interesting article, right? Because that's the first thing I thought when you told me there were 60 Minutes. I was like, wow, why would they do that?
Well, the dudes were masked and voice disguised.
I hope so. 10 years.
The guess would be that was maybe, here it would be to hide from the government as a source, but I'm sure it's for their own protection as well.
That was the end of them, right? That was the death blow.
Yeah, they actually had to figure a way to, like, what do you have to do to get the they wanted you holding the pager up by your face when it went off. So they had to make it do something cool. So you'd be like, what the fuck? Like hold it up to your eyes.
Yeah. The pagers had to be made slightly larger to accommodate the explosives hidden inside. They were tested on dummies multiple times to find the right amount of explosives that would hurt only Hezbollah fighters, not anyone else in close proximity. Mossad also tested numerous ringtones to find one that sounded urgent enough to make someone pull the pager out of their pocket. The second agent, who went by the name of Gabriel, said it took 2 weeks to convince Hezbollah to switch to the heftier pager, in part by using false ads on YouTube promoting the devices as dustproof, waterproof, producing long battery life. Wow. He described the shell companies, including one based in Hungary, to dupe the Taiwanese firm Gold Apollo into unknowingly partnering with the Mossad. When they are buying them from us, they have zero clue what they are buying from the Mossad, Gabriel said. We make like Truman Show. Everything is controlled by us behind the scene. In their experience, everything is normal. Everything is 100% kosher, including businessmen, marketing, engineers, showroom, everything.
What's going on in the Middle East? It's the 21st century is at war with the 12th, and the thing that complicates this for the good guys, for the non-heathens, the complicating factor is that the 21st century isn't willing to do whatever it takes to defeat the 12th. I mean, they have within their means more than enough firepower to put a complete and permanent end to the 12th century. But they don't, because of their values that the 12th century won't have when it finally gets its hands on the technology, which is the second complicating factor, is that it's like cowboys and aliens. I mean, the bummer is that the bad guys have firearms, and automobiles, because like they have that because of their enemy.
Right.
They'd be rubbing sticks together in the dirt, clitorectomizing their women with rocks if it weren't for what we've given them.
By September 17th, Hezbollah terrorists had 5,000 pagers in their pockets. When Israel triggered the attack, the pagers began beeping, and the users were instructed to push 2 buttons simultaneously for an incoming encrypted message, a feint aimed at ensuring both their hands were on the device when it exploded. Man,
that's just wonderfully brilliant.
Yeah.
If I had a hat on, I'd take it off right now, just out of respect. Which
So
also has you in front of your eyes, right? And so, you know, it's a victory if we can blind you. I saw that picture of that guy with patches on his eyes.
Yeah, so that was the death blow to them. 5,000 pagers detonated.
I think there is a God and he's Jewish.
Has your family opened presents yet?
Oh yeah, we were ripping paper just shortly after dawn.
I told them I'd get off the show early today so I could.
You know, I was gonna promise something similar, but I didn't want to do that to you or our loving audience. But it's all good for me. When you got to go, you got to go. We were ripping early, and I got more people coming. I'm gonna light a chimney. When this is done, I'm gonna go get Grandma Katie. And you know, I was thinking of Ubering over. I took the I got my Porsche washed, and whatever you used, it turned into black tar, the gasket on the windshield.
Oh no.
Fucking bummed, yeah.
Oh no.
So I took it to my guy. Hey, my detailer is so good that when I had one of my cars detailed in Prescott, they asked if Hire Solomon in Tempe had done the ceramic coating. And we're like, why do you ask? And because I thought maybe something was wrong. And he says that when we first learned, he was held up as the exemplar, the ultimate. He's the Tiger Woods of ceramic coating, and you can tell by the job he does
on the vehicle. What is ceramic coating? It's just like nail polish all over your car.
I'm not sure what the thing is. I never stood around to watch the face, but I do know this, that where dashboards and steering wheels get too hot to touch, that isn't a factor once they put the tint on. And they've got that little thing there where they've got a ceramic tint with a very low tint factor, and then a blackened tint, and you touch underneath as this halogen light shines through. And the ceramic one lets a shit ton of light through, but it's not hot to the touch, not beyond what you can touch. And the one that's got the black super tint in front of it, not only does it get hot, but the surface underneath becomes untouchable.
It goes on your windows?
Yeah.
Oh. Does it go on the paint also?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just heard it was the shit diggity, and like drop. We've taken all our vehicles there. I'm gonna do that for the bus when it comes.
So you took it in to get cleaned, and then the gasket around the windshield got fucked up.
Guy came here to the house to clean it, and when he left, Meg goes, "What the fuck's this?" And it was like, it was bleeding, oozing its gasket.
Oh, that sucks. Caller, hi.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to both of you.
Merry Christmas,
Jeremy.
Yeah, I wanted to say even more than that, little circle jerk action here. I wanted to say thank you to both of you guys for all these years of keeping it real, not bowing down and changing your ways for the bullies and the cry bullies and all those people out there, the Richies of the world. Genuinely, that's why we all keep coming back, watching the podcast every day. And Greg, that's why we still stand behind you, because you guys bring it, and and it's uncomfortable, and we genuinely appreciate you guys. So Merry Christmas. Thanks for keeping it real.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks. That's really kind. It's think of how challenging it is to figure out, to stay in character, to be something other than yourself. And instrumental, and I think to some extent I was born in circumstance kind of put me this way. But I remember early Brian turning me on to the Clue Train Manifesto. Mm-hmm. And that gave me considerable enthusiasm for business, that here was this trend coming where we were going to be able to speak in a human voice. And part of that is like, the cert was $1,000 and affiliation was $500. And people are telling me, you don't know what you're doing, man. You're like, listen, I got an MBA. You need to be making $999.99 because no one will know that's $1,000, right? And I was like, I don't want customers that don't know that $999.99 is $1,000. So I'll just pass on it. And thanks for the tip, because I'm going to make it $1,000 and I'll weed out some of those fucktards.
That's exactly how I felt. That's how I felt. This after that whole
I recognize that.
Craig Ritchie incident, the channel lost 200 subscribers, and I was thinking to myself, good. I hope it's 1,000. I hope it's a good culling of the herd. Like, beat it.
Yeah, we had dangerously too many affiliates by 100 or so. And in fact, I can give you the number when Box Rot or whatever the fucking thing was saying that we lost 4,000 affiliates.
Mm-hmm.
The number was a couple hundred. And you go through the list, and there are people who've been a pain in our fucking asses from the beginning.
Mm.
I bet. I was telling Savan the other day about my gym, and it's a miracle we're still around. But the owners now, they show it maybe once a month. Super woke, super just like maybe not NBA level, but definitely corporate America type people. They don't value the people at the gym. It's a real shame. I think the only reason we stay around, not to do my own horns, because I'm still a CrossFit through and through. Live the methodology, live the lifestyle, live the methodology. Treat people good, all that stuff, but also keep it real and say the tough things that need to be said. And
is this Josh? Who is this?
Jeremy. I don't think you've met Jeremy. Have you guys met before, Jeremy? Have you ever met Greg?
I have not met Greg. Not yet, at least.
We'll make that happen, Jeremy. We'll bring you out, and I'll take you to my taco joint.
I'd be honored, man. You'd make my year. That'd be great.
Well, that's an easy thing to do then. Sevi, let's after you here after the gig in January, Sevi, for a couple days.
Yes.
Yeah, let's bring Jeremy out. And we'll
awesome.
go to Ocean 44 and eat crab and throw the shells over our shoulders.
Awesome.
That'd be great. I appreciate it so much.
Merry Christmas, Jeremy. Thank you.
Sevi, check this out. Here's what I was thinking of doing at Ocean 44, just up the street from me.
Yeah.
I was thinking I'd hit up the manager and I just kind of making numbers up, but it can be really hard to get a table, especially spontaneously. So if we want to eat, at 5:30, 2 months from now, we can do it. But I would like to walk in a couple of times a week. And my thought is, and I think this might work for the restaurant, if anyone knows the industry might tell me that where I'm misguided, but my thought is that we could get a high top in the bar under these circumstances. I'll give you 30,000 for the year, and it's, just make a number up, and it's mine any day that I let you know by 3:00 in the afternoon.
Oh,
I've got it. And if you don't hear from me by 3, throw it into the inventory.
hey, I don't know the name of that. I don't know that. Have I been to this place with you?
I don't know, but it's the sister restaurant to Steak 44.
Oh,
And it got a ZAG. It's like second best seafood restaurant in the United States.
you like crab legs?
Love them.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like cold seafood. I like hot seafood.
Yeah, I didn't know you like crab legs. I love them too.
It's kind of like a Greek food minus the onions. I could throw the dart at the menu and like it. Italian food, almost all of it. Mexican food, you stay off the sour cream. And for some weird reason, I'm not into wok. I know there's something weird there, and it's my problem. But there are whole genres that, not many of them, but some that I pretty much like all of it. And seafood's that way. I'll even eat some of the weird shit.
I don't like the tongues and stuff of at Mexican restaurants.
Tongues?
Yeah, tongues. Don't they have like a cow
cabeza,
tongue?
yeah,
Like a cow tongue burrito and shit.
Yeah, I had a goat burrito once. Okay, I'll eat it. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I go, what's that? It's the bones. It was a baby goat.
Oh, geez.
And it all gets chopped up. It's a little more paleo than I'm ready for.
Me and the boys went. Donovan took me and the boys fishing off the pier, and we caught probably like 100 sardines, and we brought them home, chopped the heads off, cleaned them out, and we just ate those bones. We just ate down, like the spine of that fish.
Yes.
Just chomped it up.
Crazy thing about that harbor, man. It's a miracle that I got my boat down to Coronado.
Did you see the video I sent you?
I saw the video you sent me, and it seems to me that about every 5 years, all the boats get fucked up in the harbor. Then I told Bruce, maybe that's not a place for a fine vessel. But what we've got there now is coming as soon as they clean up. Hey, where the axle part is, one of the fingers, they call it, that form the slip, is gone.
So your boat would have been fucked.
My boat would have been. All those boats got fucked. So we took Safe Harbor in Coronado, and I'm replacing that slip with a 9-meter Zodiac, which has the inflatable sides and is probably a little more forgiving to banging into other shit.
Why did this happen? It wasn't even like there was a big storm here. What happened? Why does it do this? I mean, look at this wave coming in. That's like tsunami shit.
Into the North Harbor.
Yeah, why did this happen?
Wave shot right through the harbor mouth.
God. Then I guess my next question I wonder why this doesn't happen more often.
Well, we had a tsunami a few years back, and it happened.
Look at this. Look at this comment here.
I didn't saw it. I just saw it.
This is the retardville.
Yep.
All I hear is you cussing instead of asking and praying for these people. Your language is so foul, it's hard to look at the video, go to the dictionary, and learn new words.
Mm.
Meanwhile,
imagine trolling Twitter feeds on storms looking for devout inspiration.
Yeah, what in the mini tsunami was that? Yeah, I'm totally getting tsunami effect. Man.
Tell you, as a boat owner, I hate to even look at that. I mean, raised gel coat like it never even happened.
Hey, Biden doesn't know he pardoned those people, huh? Does he? Commune those people. That's just a room full of like blue hairs and nose piercing people, right?
Yeah,
narrow-shouldered men.
I don't know what his feeding and diaper changing and all that. I don't know what it looks like.
But that is where it's at, right? That's not even an exaggeration.
He's hurting. That's sad. I'm not making fun of him. It's fucked.
At least you know his name. At least you said his name right.
Do you see the
do you know where Joe Biden was born? Do you know where he's from? Do you know what state he was born in?
He was born in Pennsylvania, wasn't he?
I don't know, but if you don't know, that's pretty disrespectful.
I think that's his claim, at least. Check it out. I think it was. I think he was born in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yep, Scranton.
Yeah,
Scranton.
He was a black kid and Jewish
and Puerto Rican.
Yep.
Born in 1942.
Hey, I got in Laptop from Hell. We got Hunter Biden making fun of his dad in 2011 about his senility. Yeah. In text, saying, "Thank God he's got Secret Service, or he'd never find his way back to the White House." Ha ha ha.
13 years ago.
Yeah, his son. So the National Review piece taking on PolitiFact for saying that the illegal immigrants eating pets was the lie of the year. And at National Review guys like, listen, I'm not even going to touch that, the pet eating thing. But how do you? And then he's got a list of things. And he says that the lie of the year was that Biden was sharp as a tack.
Right.
And the video links to that. It's hilarious. It's amazing. I mean, CNN, MSNBC, multiple, everyone, they like all reading from the same script. Sharp as a tack, sharp as a tack, sharp as a tack, in full command of his faculties. promised that, swore to it, called it a vast right-wing conspiracy that he was in mental decline. Like
the scripts being handed out by the White House are absolutely amazing. I've watched some stories on that about how they hand them out to the media. It is, and the whole relationship, the relationships that the White House has with the media is so crazy ancestral. I mean, it's like people's, like sisters and brothers who are the heads of NBC, ABC, CBS. It's bizarre.
it's my recollection that began with Rush Limbaugh pointing it out, and what he had is video clips. It's a radio, so it's audio, and what you're hearing is one person after another. You just daisy chain them together, and they'd have like 30 or 40 identical words, one person after another person after another person after another person, exact same lines, and he called it talking points.
Oh yeah.
And the response from the left was to call him Adolf Hitler. I thought Rush Limbaugh was some kind of piece of shit just based on what I'd heard from the media.
Yeah.
And then one day I heard him and I was like, oh, this guy's good. He's funny. He's self-deprecating. He's kind. Doesn't matter what stupid thing you call up and say, he's respectful. And I mean, he was a good dude.
Yeah, I hated him without ever listening to him because that's what I was programmed to do.
Yes. There was nothing to hate there. Like Dr. Laura Schlesinger, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
She didn't look half bad naked either when that came out, but.
Oh, really? That came out?
Yeah, someone got her pussy pics.
Wow.
But I was traveling cross country once driving, and I didn't know who I was listening to, but some gal was saying, I think I've shared this on your show before, but I liked it. This gal was saying, my husband, I like something's wrong with me and my marriage. I have no interest in my husband sexually, and it's a problem for us. And so after a little bit of digging, and Laura jumps right to it, like, what's he do? Nothing. Oh, what do you mean nothing? Does he have a job? No. Ooh, where is he right now? What do you mean? Where is he right now? On the couch. Okay. I got this. It's not possible biologically for you to be attracted to him. That's not how the world works.
Man on couch is not attractive.
Try, fight hard, struggle to support and defend you. There's intercourse is unlikely.
But I just saw her body. It's absolutely insane. She looked like a CrossFitter.
See?
Yeah. Her body is absolutely insane.
Hate her for that too, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
All right.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Thanks, Greg. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, and hey, Mr. Ritchie, hit me up. I can get you a box boy job at your local grocery store.
That's very kind of you.
I'll write a little letter. We'll send you in there.
Very Christmassy of you.
Yep. Hey, always looking out for the little guy, man. It's all about the underdog.
All right, man. Have a good day, Greg. Love you. Bye.
And I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Let me know if you need me to pick you up from the airport or whatever.
I probably will, and I'm coming with Kathy Glassman.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we'll go to Cilantro's. I'll break my fast.
And I spoke to Dave, and we're ready to go to dinner on tomorrow night and breakfast in the morning. And Susan will be there. All of us will be there.
Great. And Dale's coming out.
Sweet.
Hey, when you're fasting, all you have to do is like 2-3 days in, and if you hit up the person that you had lunch with 3 days ago and tell them I haven't eaten since we went to lunch, to them it sounds like you haven't eaten in a year.
So you're not eating. You're fasting for Christmas.
I don't know. I mean, everyone hasn't come over yet, but
you're headed that direction. Good on you.
I could. All right, baby.
All right. I'm just eating 2 ribeyes a day. All right. Talk to you later.
There you go. You enjoying it?
Yeah. I'm on 2 ribeyes a day and all the persimmons I could eat from my backyard tree.
Do you ever want a different cut?
10 days. Haley asked me that. One day she made me like a stew. And I just wanted to go back to the ribeye.
Maggie was doing a ribeye in the left hand, a ribeye in the right hand.
Yeah.
putting blood on the ceiling, kind of savage eating.
Yeah.
And
Haley's
when
there.
we were in London at the Four Seasons, the restaurant there had a New York strip that was blackened and seared, pan seared with pepper.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe how fucking good that was. I don't expect to go to London to have an outstanding steak, but indeed.
You did.
Yeah, I want to go back to London. That Park Lane area. And
All
with
right.
bicycles.
Okay. Can I come?
All right, Joe. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Greg. I love you.
Heidi, I love you right back, honey.
All right, dear. See you later.
Bye,
Bye, Greg. What the fuck are you doing in here? Have you opened any presents without me?
No.
Did you come to get me?
No.
You didn't?
No.
What did you come in here for? Just hang out?
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit. All right. Merry Christmas.
Is the camera on?
No.
Oh, it's better.
Do you want it to be on?
I don't care.
Good.
I mostly came in here to see if they can recognize me.
Oh, with your new haircut? Take your headphones off and look sideways. You guys recognize him?
They can't see me, can't they?
No, I turned the camera on. Damn, who cut your hair? That looks good.
You did.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Oh, guys, 11 a.m., 2.5 hours. I can't be on the show. Jeez Louise.
Who? Wait, who said that?
Someone said they can't be on the show. Guys, $1,000 at 11 a.m. Everything on the Paper Street Coffee. I think, sorry. All subscriptions from Paper Street Coffee will be 20% off. So starting at 11 a.m., all subscriptions for 1 hour will be 20% off. And we will be here in 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Doing Kill Taylor?
Doing Kill Taylor. You want to come in for that show? I don't know if you could be in for that show. That show is nasty.
I watch it and the mom just turns it off.
Yeah, good. It is. We say some nasty shit in there.
I'll say to this after the show.
You have to be, it's like 14-year-old boy humor.
Yeah, I can. Out of 10 being the worst and 1 being the best, less potty mouth. I'll give you a 5.
Oh, I'm only a 5. Hey,
Nah, 6. I'll give Taylor a 9.5.
let me ask you some questions. How old are you?
8 years old.
Okay. If 10 is smart and 1 is just complete stupidity,
Yes.
okay? Do you understand the ranking system?
Oh, I meant.
I'm going to ask you a question, and then I want you to rank it. If someone punched a hole in there, you see this thing in the middle of your nose?
Yeah.
If someone punched a hole in there to hang a ring from here, imagine, touch that thing inside of there. Touch it. Imagine if I punched a hole in there so you could wear jewelry in there.
Ew.
If 10 is smart and 1 is stupid, what would you rate that idea?
1.
Stupid. You think that's stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super stupid.
No.
The ears aren't really stupid though.
Okay, what about this one? If you wanted your lips bigger and you could put a needle in there and fill it with some sort of chemical to make your lips bigger.
That's 1.
That's stupid too.
That's 1.
All right. You and I probably get along great. We see eye to eye on a lot of things. Okay, let me give you another one.
Of course he's coming in. Once I see that buff arm in the way, I'm like, that's
Dude,
Ozzy.
you are so huge, Ollie.
Once I see that buff arm grabbing that door,
What
I'm
the
like,
fuck is
that's
wrong
not
with you? What are
Joey.
you
That's not
eating,
Joey.
dude? Jesus criminy, dude.
Here.
Let me see
You
some.
wanna
Let
go
me
on
see,
this
let me
side?
see your
I'll just
muscles.
go on this side.
That thing is crazy, dude. Look at your forearm. What's happening to you? Are you going through puberty?
Probably not.
Maybe you're only 10, dude.
Do you need this microphone, Avi?
Hey, shouldn't we go inside and open presents? We shouldn't be setting
Miss-
up shop now.
Miss Mindy's not here. She is? Yeah.
Should we call Joseph in?
I don't know.
Can they? Or how do these work?
I don't know. Try him. How's that?
Oh yeah, they do work.
Okay.
The microphone works too. Oh,
How do you have a pencil sharpener here?
Oh yeah, could I have that? Thank you. That's solid. That's a good find. That would suck if that thing burst open. I should probably empty this. This thing hasn't been emptied in forever.
that used to be in the That used to be in the drawer.
No, I think there's another one.
Hey, last night at dinner, Joseph's feelings were kind of hurt. Because remember, I was like talking about how you guys come on the show. And then he's like, you never invite me on the show, but I never invite you guys on the show either. Should I invite him on the show?
Yeah.
Where is
do it.
he? Should I call mom?
Yeah. Come on.
I don't
Would
want-
you already come on?
I don't want Joseph to feel like he's left out. I just thought he didn't like being on the show. I felt a little bad last night when he said that.
Oh my God, that's loud.
Better?
All better.
Hi.
Hi, does Joseph want to come on the show? Yesterday he was acting like I never invite him on the show.
He said no.
Oh, okay. Tell him I love him.
He loves you. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, what's that book back there? How do you become a prayer warrior?
One of my guests wrote this book.
Oh,
Do you know what praying is?
yeah.
Praying.
What
It's
is
like talking to God.
yeah,
Yeah.
praying is?
Yeah.
Does God talk back?
No.
We don't know.
Oh. God, you're such a genius, dude.
We don't know God is a person or God is air.
Ah.
I don't know why people pray.
I mean, shit. If there's a God, praying could be smart. Oh, would you guys want to see
Yeah.
my new hat?
There's this guy in The Simpsons. He just always
Flanders.
prays.
Really?
Yeah.
Flanders. He's like, and
Yeah.
he talks weird. He's like, Oakley dokley.
Yeah. When he just sits there praying to God while his child's swimming away in a creek in a basket. It's like God. He's not even doing anything while his son's going away. But it works. It works.
Yeah,
It works.
praying
but
does work. Hey, what do you think about my hat?
It's
I like
upside
it.
down.
I know. I don't understand. I do
Yeah, the
not
letters
understand
underside.
this hat at all.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was on my maybe
C-A-C.
CAC. What's that spell?
C-A-C.
Yeah.
Hey, how did
Sound
you
it
know the
out.
DVD?
A
K.
CAC.
CAC.
What does that stand for?
part of the two C's in the
I
A in the
understand.
middle.
I understand.
Cack.
It's the upside down wording thing now. I've seen it a couple times. I don't know what I thought it was just.
Hey, Heidi, the next DVD I want to watch in our car
Mhm.
is Mork and Mindy.
Wow.
Who's Mork and Mindy?
How did you hear about
Nanu
that?
Nanu?
How did you hear about that?
Every season
Nanu Nanu?
after
Oh, yeah.
MacGyver
Yeah.
will show like Happy Days and all that stuff.
Yeah, all the
Oh wow. Mork and Mindy.
Yeah.
Nanu Nanu.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
no. Barely.
Nanu
I
Nanu.
had
That was
to
the best part of that show. It taught people how to do it. Down with the cack. Oh, is that what that's what upside? That's why it's upside down. Oh, down with the cack. Oh, like I'm down with it, or like it should fail. Thank you, pup. I appreciate that.
Do you want to get out of here?
Yeah, I do.
It's hot.
It's hot in here.
No,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
I'm burning my head.
All right. We'll see you guys at 11 a.m. I know Susan will be here. I know I'll be here. Taylor Self. Hopefully Caleb will be here. I hope all you guys will be here. It's $1,000. Paper Street Coffee. All subscriptions will be 20% off.
And I'm gonna win it.
If it was a kids division, you probably would, but no.
Yeah, I would win if it was a kids division.
All right, guys. Love you guys. Merry Christmas. Good times. Mr. Ritchie, Jukic family. Hope you have a great Christmas. Hope you're free from the burden of thought today. And just enjoy life. Don't take it too serious.
Goodbye.
Everything's fun and games.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, I think